New Year, New Millennium. This series is going to be just like 90s November and the other one. 2001's Southlander. We're celebrating the new stuff. The kind of new stuff. Have you ever seen this? So many musicians in it. Shot on video. This was the first non-horror SOV I'd ever seen. Rory Cochrane from Dazed and Confused, Slater Man, Laura Prepon, Ione Skye, Mark Gonzalez. That was a big deal because he was just in Kids, and then Gummo, and then Southlander. Musicians, you have Beck, Hank 3, Beth Orton, Elliott Smith. The whole cast is just artists. Eddie Lopez, the guy who made the sculpture on Beck's Mellow Gold, he's in it. So's his sculpture. So's Robosaurus. Someone steals his synthesizer and they have to go find it. You can watch this for free on Plex. Saturn's Core needs to release this. I mean, I guess they don't need to, but they should. I don't know how many days are in January, but we're doing them all. New Year, New Millennium. Day 2, New Year, New Millennium, Ghost World, 2001. One of the best movies of all time. Terry Zwigoff. I didn't even watch Bad Santa this year, but I've seen Crumb and Ghost World in the 20s or 30s. Amazing cast, everyone I knew. Fell in love with either Thora Birch or Scarlett Johansson. Hey, it's only the second one in 63 of these, but this is 6,666 seconds long, and that's true. One of the most quotable movies. If he's so weird, why is he wearing Nikes? That guy rules. She's gonna get AIDS when he date rapes her. Steve Buscemi, Brad Renfro, just amazing. Ileana Douglas. Oh, Pat Healy. You know how we've always said we were going to make The Flower That Drank the Moon? Well, Pat Healy is in The Killers of the Flower Moon. It's just a gift from the heavens. I even have the graphic novel. So important in our lives. You know who loved this movie? Fuck-ups and retards.
Hi, I'm Felissa Rose, and I'll be your host through this multimedia
extravaganza.
extravaganza.
I'm kidding. It's New Year, New Millennium, Day 3. Right this way. Shot in 2001. We flew out Felissa Rose in 2002 for the reshoots. The film threat review is 2005 and IMDb says 2007. We called it Horror Noir. It's on the one sheet, 20 years before the TV show. Really, it's just a dope-ass after-school special. Josh Riebel, Casey Tanner, Ryan Heath, and Bryant Crenshaw from Gummo. 4 artists that I love. Daniel Martin from Gummo came to do a cameo, and we made it a 16mm feature for a couple $1,000. You can't watch this anywhere. There's only 5 left on Earth. This one's factory sealed. People have asked us numerous times to put this online. I don't know how to do that. I have cans and cans of 16mm film. I feel like it would be a curiosity. It's got 2 guys from Gummo. Felissa Rose, right when she started back acting, she took that long break and she came back and filmed Grandma's Secret Recipe and Trite This Way. Maybe someone in the audience will say, hey, I can figure out how to get this out there. I don't give a shit. You can have it. Bunch of nudity, a couple deaths. It's got a full-on wiener in there. You know how we do. It's pretty gnarly. Like I'm not going to make a sleazy movie, and like I'm not going to make an artsy movie. Day 4 of New Year, New Millennium, 2003's Haggard. So good, I love this. Directed by Bam, written by Deco and Bam, produced and shot by Sweet Joe Franz. Hannah did the sound, and probably the best, kind of has multiple cameos, but Ryan Dunn is our leading man, Jen Revelle is our leading lady, Bam and Deco are in it, Rake, Rab, Ape and Phil, a bunch of hot dudes in tight pants, Novak. Lately, I've had to defend this movie. I don't even want to get into it. I don't like it, though. I have the Haggard tattoo. Look at that sweet-ass rhino. I even have the Viva La Bam scavenger hunt. 2 Ryan Dunn tattoos. And I promise soon I will do the commentary for Haggard. Old school, and we're talking like MySpace days. But the film troupe I was from, the Broken Spoons and CKY, had so many overlapping fans. Felissa Rose is married to the lead singer of the band CKY. And so that kind of just... But anyways, I'll do the commentary soon, promise. I even tweeted at Franz that they could use it for the new boutique release. And maybe in that one, Nick and Dave won't have his dick blurred. It's the early oddies, Day 5 of New Year, New Millennium, The Tripper. Written by Joe Harris and David Arquette. Directed by David Arquette. Do we have a scale? Let's say it's a 10 scale. 3 out of 10. As soon as it started to. You gotta remember, this is 2006, and they did the Twitchy credit. They're doing the 10 years after 7. A lot of missteps. There's a lot of good things about this movie. Great cast, one good kill, one amazing shot. Some pictures don't even have an amazing shot or an amazing, what else I say? Kill. And like I said, great cast. Thomas Jane saying hippies. Jason Mewes saying I love violence. So some good dialogue too, but not a good movie. I was bummed. We did 3 extreme indies and a fake Hollywood indie, and so I wanted to dip into horror. I may have let you guys down. If you like The Tripper, that's cool though. This is not my trip. New year, new millennium, day 6. Splice this movie right in half, and that's exactly what I think of it too. 2009. Rarely am I conflicted on a movie. I've seen this movie twice now, and I had no idea the dude who made Cube and Nothing made this. I loved Cube, I've never seen Nothing, but a lot of my filmmaking friends say it's pretty cool. I had no idea he made those until I was just trying to finish this. I was bored as shit. I was like Googling stuff. Now this is one of many movies I have seen because of No Such Thing, which should be on this show, but I don't own it. 2001, Hale Hartley masterpiece. So there was a good stretch that I would just watch anything she's in. And I think she does a pretty damn good job. It feels not right. Okay, so Splice. Half good, half bad. 6,242 seconds long. New Year, New Millennium, Day 7. Son of a bitch. Is Overnight from 2003. A wonderful documentary about Troy Duffy. A lot of people say this is about Boondock Saints, and it's not. It's around the buzz of Boondock Saints, but that's a very small portion of this. Amazing success story for exactly what not to do. I still haven't seen Boondock Saints. I feel like I've seen it in portions, but not in one sitting. And I like it, but I love this. It's free on Tubi. This used to be so hard to find. I've had so many conversations that went like this. Have you ever seen Overnight? I own it. You own Overnight? Well, I've got that reaction at least 2 or 3 times. It's not the best made documentary like American Movie, but it is. What is in the frame is very important. 1 week down, 2 lemons, 5 bangers. Now this is an independent film. Chuck and Buck. Shot on mini DV. I don't know if you remember the Boom, Bamboozled, Tape, Dancer in the Dark, Chuck and Buck. And if you ever see this and then watch the trailer is not transferred. This was transferred to film. One of my favorite movies of all time. I don't know if I should stick to the fun, childlike whimsy or if I should dip into the dark and psychological. The stars of this are Mike White and Chris Weitz, 2 of the biggest names in Hollywood. Dude made a Star Wars and he's White Lotus. Miguel Arteta directed this right after he made Star Maps. Paul Weitz is in this. Chris Weitz's brother, producing partner, writing partner. It's like anyone who touched Chuck and Buck just went on to bigger and better things. The Oodly song is the best thing in the world. Fun, fun, fun. I think this might have glued the Broken Spoons together. We would watch this, people would walk out. People would say, fuck this movie. I'd stare over at Blaze Dog and my brother Ryan and we're like, dude, Chuck and Buck for life. This is kind of Kim Kelly is My Friend, except for it's a homoerotic, misogynistic love story. How long is that? 9 minutes. 9 minutes for a frickin' short. Day 9, Borat. I like it. I didn't know if I would. I hadn't seen this since it came out. And it was a big deal. I probably saw it 5 or 6 times back then. 2006. But I like it. There's definitely some things I do not like. Even in like MDE and a lot of my favorite comedians. I don't know if it's punching down. I know that's like a hip term. I don't think it's punching down. It's just like being mean. Like when he said, oh, these 2 girls I like. Her, not so much. Like right in front of her and her husband, like that is so fucked up. And I like fucked up shit, but not ever to hurt anyone's feelings. Larry Charles made this. It was his second film, and I was excited for this because I'm a huge Giovanni Ribisi fan, and I love Chris Penn. And so I saw Masked and Anonymous right when it came out. One of my favorite jokes that I still say to this day, my shirt is black knot. I'll text it to people, I'll comment it, I'll say it in real life. But this shirt is definitely black knot. Anyways, Borat. Very nice. Day 10 of New Year, New Millennium. It's Willard. I've owned this movie longer than almost 2 of my kids, and I just watched it for the first time ever. 2003. Today's my son's birthday. Happy birthday, Normal. Crispin Glover. Should I tell more of the story? I thought this was really, really good. I personally hate PG-13 movies. I like G-rated movies and PG-rated movies and R-rated movies and X-rated movies. I hate PG-13 movies, and so this has been sitting on my shelf for quite some time. Laura Herring, Lee Ermey did amazing, but Crispin Glover just killed this. I'm a huge fan of his, even if he's not the biggest fan of me. He needs to do more starring roles so he can make more of his features. He's got a new one out right now, starring his dad, R.I.P. Glenn Morgan directed this. Now, I've never seen Ben, the original, but I know enough about it to know that there was an homage or two in this here Willard. Pretty cool. Day 11, Clean Flicks from 2009. I picked this jokingly because of Squeaky Clean Adult Films. This is a huge inside joke that Squeaky Clean Adult Films is clean flicksing the adult film industry. Only difference is a lot of people in the adult film industry love Barefoot, and Hollywood hates clean flicks. It's an interesting documentary. It is a weird dilemma. Are you allowed to mess with someone's property artistically and financially? But I do my shit for the love of the game. Not a good documentary. Interesting subject material. It's worth a watch. It probably holds a world record for the most, and I'm not joking, the most text on screen. People nowadays with the second screen viewing would never be able to, you couldn't even hang. Infernet said Netflix, Plex, Tubi. I clicked on all three. For you. All three fake outs. So I don't know where you can see this. Anyways, don't mean to be a bummer. Clean Flicks. I made that all about me. Day 12, multiple award winning Elephant. 2003. I was a video rental CSR when this came out. I suggested it to so many people. Intellectuals, creatives, and weirdos liked it. Regular people, not so much. I love the steady cam. You know what? You know what's the indicator? The dad is drunk driving his kid to school. They switch places. The camera is locked down. They start the car up. You're not supposed to be aware of the filmmaking going on. Gus Van Sant didn't cut it out. He knows what he's doing. At first, everyone thought it was the elephant in the room. And then everyone talked about the blind people touch the elephant. They all have a different answer of what they're touching. And that's the gist of the movie. I think it's brilliant. He touched on a lot of different things, but didn't answer anything. You wanna know what's fucked up? When I moved to film school in Denver, we had 5 people from Tecumseh, Michigan living in Thornton, and the expressway was shut down. We couldn't get home. So we had no fucking idea what was going on. But everything was just shut down. Cops everywhere, like military state. Found out about 4 or 5 hours later on the news that it was Columbine. You can watch this for free on YouTube. Lucky number, day 13. It's a little human centipede. I like this. 2009. Tom Six made this. He wrote it, directed it, produced it, co-edited it. In fact, he co-produced it with Ileana Six. They're an interesting couple. I like them. Every single actor nailed it. Not a weak link. I just saw this for the first time a couple months ago, 2025, so this was the second viewing. You know I watch all these the same day, right? And this was completely different than what I thought it was. I thought it was a low-budget B movie, and it's way more of an art film. I was kind of hoping for trash and sleaze and no budget. Instead, I'm seeing something that's like Cronenberg adjacent. It could be in the Criterion Collection. I was thinking it was going to be Vinegar Syndrome. I still would have liked to seen this with 20% of its budget. Apparently there's 3 of them. I've never seen the other ones. I'm interested now. You can watch this for free on fwmovies.com. It's also on the Shudder. You too can be a winner with Day 14's Requiem for a Dream. I love this movie. Released the fall of 2000. Follow-up to Pi. Darren Aronofsky. Amazing cast. Amazing music. Literally everything's top-notch. I like the way, and it's kind of dated, especially with the camera attached to them, but still, I like the way that it was shot and cut, even more than the way that it was written and directed. Definitely a sign of the times, though. Original score by Clint Mansell from Pop Will Eat Itself with the Kronos Quartet. The song Cleaning Apartment, you heard it everywhere. It was on commercials. It was in stores. I saw Pop Will Eat Itself open up for 9 Inch Nails. Toledo Sports Arena, you can watch this for free everywhere, not just Tubi, Plex, Pluto, Roku, Fandango, mad choices. Everyone talks about Ellen Burstyn, but her number 2, Louise Lasser, kills it. So good. I'm not even putting on my Cobra outfit. I'm doing this in my street clothes. Day 15, the new Toxic Avenger. Lloyd Kaufman deserves an award for his publicity tour of this try-hard, gelatinous nothing. I knew the filmmaking up was off right from the beginning. A Legendary Pictures presents a Legendary Pictures production, and that wasn't done as a joke. Just like the very end, it said a Macon Blair film. This wasn't shot on film. You should have put movie or picture. In the first 3 minutes, we got Trauma, Toxie, Class of Nukem High, Poultrygeist. You couldn't be more try-hard. There were a few cool things. We gotta kill that vampire. The bad guy that revealed a baby head. Here? You want here or here? I would have preferred the trendy, let's make a Birdemic and The Room. Or a, let's make an 80s throwback to VHS. Both highly unoriginal, but both would have been better than this. You know how many weird women I have hanging around that want to bang? Which is awesome if you want to bang them. But do you know how shitty that is when you don't want to bang them? This is the girl who wants to bang you and you don't want to bang them. Day 16 of New Year, New Millennium. The Squid and the Whale. 2005. Amazing. I love dysfunctional families. I love divorce. I love this movie. Noah Baumbach, he made my favorite 90s independent film, Kicking and Screaming. I've devoured everything he's ever made up until like the last 3 or 4. I'll get to him. I could be a bit of a Philistine. This movie's pretty gnarly for intellectual indie. Can you imagine Don's dick in mom's mouth? The kids rock, the parents rock. Everything about this is just, this was nominated for an Oscar. This was nominated for Golden Globes, every film festival, all the big ones. It didn't win any. All of the film festivals and critics awards, it won. The script is amazing. Anyways, I love this movie. You should check it out. Day 17 of New Year, New Millennium is the Z Channel. A Magnificent Obsession, 2004. Look at their pull quote. Look at how smart these guys are. Magnificent. This is wonderful. Zan Cassavetes, royalty. I don't think I've got to go into their whole family, but she made a wonderful documentary. This was one of the first movies I got on Netflix in the mail. Netflix through the mail was like Film School Part 2. This is about Jerry Harvey. This is also about Z Channel. This was before cable television. This was movies on television. And not just that, I'm going to use their words here. This was innovative and eclectic movies. Art house. This was the Criterion Collection on TV. This is a crazy double disc. IFC released it. A Cinephile's waking wet dream. And you can pull quote that. Day 18 of New Year, New Millennium. We got Jennifer, Dario Argento, 2005. What the hell's in it? What? Mick Garris, you are a genius. We already knew that. A Dario Argento trading card? It was behind the insert. This is from the Masters of Horror series. Mick Garris produced it between 2005 and 2007. That means there's probably a baseball card for all of the directors. And this has a slipcover. It's a chintzy-ass piece of paper, but this was like way before slipcovers were cool. Steven Weber is the star of this. Steven Weber wrote this. Dario Argento directed it. He did 2 things for Masters of Horror. This was season 1. It's a super bodacious babe with a distorted face. It's aight. The whole reason I bought these is for my Dario Argento collection. And now I have a frickin' baseball card. This is available to watch on Tubi. We got this New Year, New Millennium thing going on. Day 19. It's Super Troopers. I've never hated a movie more before I saw it than this. Worst marketing campaign ever. I worked in Blockbuster with 18 screens constantly looping. Spit in a cop's burger and I can't pull over any farther. The TV spots and the trailer tapes were horrible. I like this movie. Pain in my ass, I was in The Broken Spoons, and everyone confused the Broken Lizard and the Broken Spoons. Finally got around to seeing it. It's amazing. It's funny. Third act is formulaic and clunky, but the movie's so good you can forgive it. Jay Chandrasekhar wrote and directed it. He directed it. The whole Broken Lizard wrote it and performed. These fellas. And it taught me a good life lesson. Maybe I should coin this phrase. Something like, don't judge a book by its cover. I could make like bumper stickers or fortune cookies. Thankfully, one day I got wasted and watched it and liked it. enough to own it. And I liked the Club Dread and the Beer Fest. 2 years after Chuck and Buck, Mike White and Miguel Arteta made The Good Girl. It's amazing. Powerhouse cast. First time I ever saw Zooey Deschanel. John Doe from X. John Carroll Lynch. John C. Reilly, everyone in this movie is so good. Deborah Rush, besides Leprechaun, I've seen Office Space. And based on those 3 movies, she's an excellent actor. I just saw the best on-set photo, and Mike White just looks like a fucking king. I have to watch White Lotus. I have to just get with the times, I guess. Want to hear a stupid side story? At the end of 10th grade, some guy got a Mr. Bungle t-shirt, and I threw my Mr. Bungle shirt away. I've always had that stupid thing. Or to quote King Missile, I want to be different like all the different people. It's so stupid. I have to get out of that thinking. Mike White is super popular, and I should just be happy for him and join the party. And then I can be the guy that's like, I had their first EP. Have you heard the Japanese remixes? Day 21 is this movie, Greenskeeper. You'll have to take my word for it. Southern, indie. I've seen it 3 times in my life. I think each time I like it a little more and hate it a little bit more, which I respect. Made by a couple different fellas, 3 directors, and on today's watch, my biggest thing was trying to figure out, what is this shot on? Found out it was shot on 35mm and just poorly handled and cut on video. And I wonder if the opening scene was an add-on. Because the opening scene has much better production value and artistry to it than the rest of the picture. There's a lot of imaginative kills, I'll tell you that. There's a couple boobs, but they didn't really have the budget for an excellent follow-through. Overall, I like this movie. I think at least one of the directors is definitely an early Sam Raimi fan. 20 horror movies, pretty imaginative title. They didn't even get a spot on the back, but I guess they got the coveted 4th build front page. Day 22 of New Year, New November. It's Pelts from 2006. Another Dario Argento from Mick Garris's Masters of Horror. 6th episode of season 2. In my Dario Argento collection, I have a lot of good ones. Arrow, Vinegar Syndrome, Synapse. But I'm so proud that I have Jennifer and Pelts. It is gnarly as hell. Tons of crazy bright colors like old school Argento. Takes place in like a fur factory and a strip club. There's a lot of duality going on. We're shedding our skin, shedding our pelts. John Saxton coming back to work with Dario from Tenebrae. Meatloaf. The sky's the limit. Meatloaf is hamming it up. You can watch this a couple different places. I believe people think Jennifer is better than Pelts. It doesn't even, not even close. Pelts is sleazy and gnarly. Meow. Day 23 of New Year, New November. I did it again. We're keeping it. This mediocre piece of shit. It's kind of an indie, kind of a Hollywood picture. Amazing cast. Well, you know what I could have done with this cast and their budget? And that's not even pompous ass gobbledygook. This thing failed on so many levels, but a great cast. A bunch of regular people try to make an adult film. That's the premise of The Amateurs. Now there's some accidental meta commentary going on. A bunch of regular people making a movie about a bunch of regular people making a movie. William Fichtner and John Hawkes, 2 of my favorite actors of all time. He's not even featured. Tim Blake Nelson is probably, or Fichtner, or Isaiah Washington are the best actors in this. But everyone does good in this. I'll tell you one thing, it's not as bad as one of my least favorite movies of all time. It sure as fuck isn't as bad as The Girl Next Door. And Judy Greer's in there. Happy New Greer, everyone. Obama. Day 24 of New Year, New Millennium. Wait, can you still not swear in the first 30 seconds? From 2008, Zach and Miri make a porno. Let's get that title right. I don't know if the people seeing this short know I am the host of Squeaky Clean Adult Films. For the first 3 years, it was called G-Rated Pornos. We got a community guideline strike and had to change the name of the whole show because of that one word. But go look at the marketing for this. I really like this movie. It's got some problems, but way better than yesterday's. The Amateurs, probably like a C-. This, B+. I love Kevin Smith though. Take away that like 27% of Hollywood bullshit, which Kevin has openly admitted to, trying to tap into the Judd Apatow universe and move it over to the View Askew universe. Kind of a side quest fascination of mine. and they got a lot of things right. Let Us Fuck, Day 25, Eli Roth. Hostel 2, 2007. I like Eli Roth. Not super hot on this movie. He's a great filmmaker, and he's a genius mind. He needs an oddball buddy, someone that helps him tap back into the sleaze. The end of this was really good, which kind of saves the movie. I was thinking impure thoughts, and then they started getting nicer, so it's a good way to end. Shot beautifully, locations clearly, cast top notch. Heather Matarazzo, queen. And see, what I was thinking, I love Bijou Phillips, Miss Library herself. I would have thought she would have went full force. She's fearless, which is my favorite trait in any talent. And I can't believe that Heather, if this movie was a contest, she won. I like this. Maybe B-, so that's good. But Eli Roth has A+ potential just coming out of all of his pores. Day 26 of New Year, New Millennium. I was not drunk, I was on pills. A dirty shame. I will not say anything bad about this movie, but it is the first John Waters movie that I was not obsessed with. And I wonder if it's because he broke his own rule. He hates when you say the title of the movie in the movie. And he did it! Do you find it surprising that every man in this neighborhood has a penis? Loved seeing a throwback to all the players. They're in the bus and you're like, Becker! Car drives by and you're like, Cereal Mom. You know they eat life, don't you? But the best, come on, the best seeing Gene Hill. Linkstoll's haircut is amazing. It goes along with every single thing she says. Selma Blair's hair and face, A tier, S tier, whatever's the best. Fat Blank Frank, all the principles are good, and I really like this movie. I'm not a prude, I'm married to an Italian. It's crazy to not say, I love this movie for John Waters, but I really like this movie. One of the greatest films of all time. You can't even argue with that. From David Lynch, Mulholland Drive, 4K, Criterion Collection. You can literally watch this for free on Tubi right now. We were in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, just getting wasted. I'm talking drugs and 100-proof vodka. We weren't nerds, so we didn't have the internet in 2001. Someone said, David Lynch's movie came out yesterday, and it wasn't playing in the borough. So thankfully, my lovely wife drove the entire film troupe of the Broken Spoons in a van to Nashville. We got there a little bit late. I'm talking about 20 seconds late. Missed all the trailers, just stumbling down to this. Huge! To this! I will never forget it. Angelo Badalamenti, perfect score. All the talent, perfect cast. Cinematography, sound design, editing. You can't front. There's nothing better than this. Day 28, it's Ming Hags, the follow-up to Haggard from 2009. Shot in 2007, 2 years of post. It was worth it. Haggard does hold a higher spot in my heart, but I love this movie. You can watch this for free on YouTube right now. So we have a lot of the same supporting cast. We also have the Garbage Juicer and the Diamond Mountain Bike. So it's the same universe. This time we get the Dudesons, Bloodhound Gang, Compton Ass Terry, Gina Lynn, Mark the Bagger. He is so awesome. We also get way more Ape and Phil. They have a whole scene instead of quick cameos. Angie Koterik, Dunn's girlfriend, Dunn's common-law wife. Small, quick part in Haggard. Huge part in this movie. And way more Novak. We see literal poop come out of his bunghole. And Dunn's acting chops are just top of the line. He was wimpy in Haggard. In this one, he is a straight-out bitch, and he plays it so well. I love it. Someone stole my hot dog casserole. Day 29 of the early oddies. Some good old comfort food. CKY free. Very interesting how you like them apples, because the pilot of Jackass came out in October of 2000. This is 10 months later. So a lot of this was shot concurrent and a little after. Land Speed came out in 99. CKY 2K came out in 2000. That was the most world famous VHS of all time. So already super cult status, but we're moving into now household name, not just weirdos and skaters. Viva La Bam 2003, Jackass Television 2000. Have you seen Can't Kill Yourself? Word of mouth wise, you had to say the full name because the full name was gnarly, shocking. You can watch this right now for free. Favorite part of 3 is done doing a bunch of bike tricks and shopping carts with a cast on. And this is the one that ends with the official video for Flesh into Gear. Overall, it's a rockin' good time. New Year, New Millennium, Day 30. A kind of meditation by Joel and Ethan Coen. 2007's No Country for Old Men. I saw this on the big screen when it came out. Saw this when I bought this. This was my 3rd viewing. I barely remembered anything. I remembered all the violence. I didn't remember that Woody Harrelson was in it. I didn't remember that Josh Brolin wasn't the sheriff and Tommy Lee Jones was. I was watching the first whole 15 minutes thinking like Josh Brolin's a rough-ass sheriff. I've had a lot of problems in the past with this thing, and it's not getting better. So I don't think that's a slight on Joel and Ethan Coen. What if I did those videos? Second to last day, we got something cool for tomorrow. I love this movie. Like Crispin Glover, I have, in real life, freaked out Joel and Ethan Coen. And this is on video. The final day of New Year, New Millennium. The first ever Volume 1, live in Brooklyn, the Found Footage Festival. From 2005, Nick Pruer and Joe Pickett. You know it. You love it. These are the fellas and a couple other guys. VCR Party. Just talked about it yesterday on Live Bowling Nude. What was it called? Because I'm the guest. February 3rd in 3 days. They do a bajillion things. But today we're talking about the Found Footage Festival. This is amazing. It's a live show. It's mostly industrial videos, which are like training videos. This has a lot of greats on it. 2 amazing safety videos. Corey Haim, Me, Myself, and I. Winnebago Man outtakes, and there's a thing called Kirk's 40th birthday party. Like our show, Is This Yours? It's home footage that you find in a thrift store. It's amazing. And that's it. Check out these fellas and this fella on VCR Party, February 3rd. Worst marketing campaign ever.